Blake Shelton is looking forward to many more years with his wife, Gwen Stefani. All Red Las Vegas on Wednesday, the 47-year-old country singer reflected on how much his life has changed over the last decade since he met Stefani, 54, during her freshman season as a coach on NBC's The Voice. At the time, she was just months out from welcoming her third child with Gavin Rossdale, whom she split from in 2015. During their 12-year marriage, the No Doubt singer and Bush frontman, 58, welcomed three sons: Kingston, 17, Zuma, 15, and Apollo, 10. In November 2015, 3 months after filing for divorce from Rossdale, Stefani announced that she and Shelton were seeing each other. Earlier that year, Shelton had announced a divorce of his own from fellow country singer Miranda Lambert, who he was married to for 4 years. Looking back on the 10-year anniversary of their first meeting, Shelton said that while they didn't really talk much during her first season on The Voice, as she had just given birth to Apollo, it didn't take long for their lives, which were falling apart, according to tabloids at the time, to fall together. You would see her out at the red chairs if there was a production meeting or whatever, and I feel like I got to know Pharrell Williams more that year than I did Gwen, he said of her first year. It wasn't until the season she came back, the next one, that the pieces were falling together. While naysayers criticized Shelton and Stefani's unlikely romance, saying they didn't believe the love would last, the couple is still going strong all these years later. Furthermore, their nearly decade-long relationship has made the boys round here singer a staple in Stefani's sons' lives and a better man for it too. If I could have a repeat of these past 10 years, that would be perfect, he said of what he hopes the future holds. Next month, we've got an 18-year-old, which it blows my mind that already happened, and in a couple of years, we'll have another 18-year-old, and it's gonna be, I guess, a lot more alone time, which I'm not mad about that either. He added, but we still have Apollo, so we have another almost 10 years before we can kick him out, so it should be a lot of fun. As for whether or not Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo have made him see things differently as a person, Shelton said they have changed him in every possible way. While he has known the boys since 2014, the singer officially took on the title of Stepdad in July 2021 when he and Stefani tied the knot, less than 12 months after he popped the question, which came 5 years into their relationship. I learned quickly, not because anything happened, but just, reading the room, you've really got to think. I have to take a step back. Shelton said of his mindset shift while stepping into the role of stepdad. When people say it's not about you anymore when you have a kid, I think, if you're doing it right, it's not about you anymore. That's true. The Grammy Award nominee has long been open about his commitment to raising Stefani's kids and embracing them as his own from the get-go. In a 2022 interview during the country radio seminar, he pointed to his own father who raised his younger brother by marriage as his guiding light for how to approach the situation. He took Richie on and raised him from the time he was 1 year old, and my brother never thought of my dad as anything other than his dad, Shelton said at the time. The example that my dad set for me was that child was not even a consideration in a romantic partnership. You got 3 boys? Awesome. My dad did it. My dad raised me. I could do this. I didn't know what I was signing up for, but I was all about signing up for it. And every day I've fallen in love with the boys as much as I do with Gwen. The relationship between Shelton and the boys is not a one-way street, though. He told E.T. that while they have certainly impacted how he sees the world, he has done the same thing for them, giving the teens a completely different perspective from that of their rock star British dad and punk princess mother. I get to teach them the country, and I love that, Shelton said. Whether it's music, whether it's literally getting out, getting their hands in the dirt, or being out on the ranch, seeing the animals, whatever, I absolutely love being the person that gets to introduce them to that stuff. As for how whether or not he still pinches himself at getting to wake up next to Stefani every day, Shelton said some things will never change, and that includes being shocked by how fate played a hand in their love story. Shelton continued, if you would have told me the first season that we met what was gonna happen, I would have been like, no, we actually don't even have anything to even talk about, What are you talking about? It's crazy how things work out.